Hello, happy Monday. Monday Mojo, I haven't seen you for 2 weeks, so it's nice to be back. I almost forgot how to do it. I feel like I've been away for ages. And I've literally just cut my hair because I got fed up of trying to find time to go to the hairdressers. And I've cut it, so we'll see how it's going to last. And now I feel all asymmetric. Anyway, let's see how it settles. How are you all? Good morning, Mary. How are you? I hope you're well. Hope you've had a lovely week. We had a bank holiday, didn't we, last week? That's why I wasn't with you. Hi, Francis. Good morning. Thank you for coming in and saying hi straight away. It's nice to know who's in. So I see all the numbers, but I don't know who's there unless you say hello. So good morning. What have you been up to? Hi, Nicola. How are you? Nice to see you. What's happening? I've got a new tool, a new stand. Look at this. I've been wanting one of these for ages. I don't know why I haven't had one, but I finally got one. And I'll see if it helps me stay organized and not lose my pliers, because I'm constantly putting my pliers down on the desk and then losing them. And my desk is probably the messiest it has ever been. Just because, you know, when you have got so much going on, I've had visitors back to back for the last few weeks, and I come in here, steal an hour, and then go back out, and I'm not tidying up after myself. And also I've had a massive delivery of beautiful gemstones from Charmers. So obviously that's got me very excited. And yeah, and they are everywhere. Well, I make a bit of this and a bit of that, quickly do a video. So I'm in a little bit of chaos, which I hope to get on top of today and get back into the swing of things, ready for the week to come. You still throw them on the desk. Oh no, it's not going to work for me, is it? I have a feeling. I mean, I've got this lovely board here, which actually does help me stay a bit more organized. But it's just, you know, I do a bit of teaching, I do a demo, and then those bits end up like this over here, and I don't know what to do because they're just there, and I don't know where to put them. And then there's, you know, something I'm working on here, commissioning there, bits to put clasps on over. It's just chaos. I need a better system to stay organized. I really want to be able to open this room up for, you know, consultations and things like that, but I just keep finding that I got more stuff, not less. Hello, Abby. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Diane. Hi, Sylv. Hi, Tony. How you doing? Hope everybody's well and you've all had a nice relaxing few weeks. Kids are back at school this week, most of them, aren't they? They go back this week. I know some of them who are in the years above, like my nieces and nephews. My brother's older too. They go back later because they go into year 9, so the year 7 intake have you know, a few days without the big kids. So they're very happy that they've got more days off than their brother. They're definitely going to rub it in. Hi, Claire. There's lots of you in today. That's nice. Oh, lovely. And I know some of you have been away. I've been seeing on Facebook. Isabel is back tomorrow. Oh, she's been away, has she? Oh no, she's going back to. What are you going to do? Will you miss her? Because, you know, when they get to that sort of age and it's just, you know, when they're teenagers, especially if it's just you and them at home, you get used to having them around, don't you? And then when they go back, it's like, oh, it's like having your friends round all the time. You will miss her. I thought you would. Oh, Nicola, I have your message as well about the video, and I have managed to share it successfully with Claire, so I'm hoping I can do the same with you, and I'll do it as soon as we finish here today. So yeah, it did share successfully, so that's good. Even though it didn't record on my computer, it recorded in the cloud, which is we're trying a new thing with the workshops. I'm trying to allow other people to record them so that you've got them to look at, but we had a few hiccups, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got over those. Yeah, so where we're talking about workshops, I've got 4 this month. One that I moved, so it was scheduled in for last month, but last minute I had my brothers, well, Chris and I had my brothers, 3 oldest for the week last week, and so we had to shift things around quite quickly to be able to have them, but we had a lovely time with them anyway, and I did do some workshops, but with them instead. So I've moved the donuts workshop to next month. I think that might be typical. I had to look at it all this morning. I thought I had it all in my head and I haven't. Carrie, hi Carrie, morning. Yay, I managed to get here on time instead of catch up. Oh, nice to see you live. Good to see you, Carrie. Yeah, so this Saturday I've got this workshop. So if anybody is interested in learning how to create this sort of statement style collar necklace, I will be guiding you through how to create this centerpiece, which really forms the sort of cornerstone then to create the bib style. So I will have this workshop on Saturday morning from 9:30 till 1. And it involves a bit of hammering, a bit of forming, a bit of wire wrapping, and also then how to create the collar as well to go with it. This one, I'm really pleased with this one. It sits very successfully. You know, sometimes you can just be a bit out with a collar, but it's got a lot of fluidity in it, so it sits really well. So I'll be doing this one on Saturday, and then I'm just going to consult the oracle. 694. Yeah, and then where is it? I just had it open. Gemma, there I am. There's a different booking system now as well for workshops, which is hopefully making things easier for people. Thanks. Love the orange and blue. Yeah, it's very Egyptian, isn't it? And then of course this one's got the scarab at the center. You don't have to have a scarab. Of course, you can have something different, just a different statement bead at the center. But the scarab just works well with the Egyptian theme, doesn't it? And there are some available at Charmers, not on their website, but if you message them, they do have some. So yeah, there's plenty. Okay, so September at a glance. There you go. If you go on the website, that's what you'll see. The pictures of the projects that are on in September, and then if you scroll you will see the various projects with a few little images to support what they're about. We've got the bangle, which is a new one. I've never done that one before. We've had this one again because there were a few people that were on holiday that really wanted to do this project, and so I have this one again, and Dalietta, and then the donuts I've moved to the end because I know Abby, who was booked on to this one, is away on the other dates, so I to put it onto the end of the month so that she could still come. So this is the donuts one. So that's what we've got this month. So all the others on Thursday mornings, but this week's is on a Saturday morning. So I'm going to try and do that regularly. So most workshops will be Thursday mornings, and then one a month will be on a Saturday morning. You want to do the bangle? You'll be on this Saturday's workshop, Silver. Oh, lovely. That's good. So now I'll just show you how it goes. So now there's a button on the website. So you have a look at the project, have a little read, look at the images, and then there's a button that says learn more. Now, when you press that, it takes you now to my Etsy shop, where checkout is a lot easier for you, because I was having problems with people getting warnings that the site wasn't safe, and also some people were getting their downloads and some people weren't, and I'm not very techie. I haven't been able to fix the problem, and so I've decided to sell through Etsy and just show through my website. So basically it takes you to Etsy where you can check out, and you can check out as a guest. You don't have to be a part of Etsy. You can check out as a guest. Okay. So there you go. And then you'll see, when you're in Etsy, you'll see I've got some jewelry for sale. I've got some tutorials on there. That's not all mine. I don't know how to work Etsy. So yeah, so there's tutorials, books, jewellery, workshops, and it's categorized so you can click workshops and find that. So there you go. And that's how it works now for workshops. I'm trying it. I'm not saying it's going to be like that forever, but you've got to try these things. There might be other things I try as well, and duty and things like that. So going with Etsy as well, hopefully navigate some of that too, with taxes, etc., to the US, because that's been a bit of a problem recently. I don't know if any of you have found that, if you're shipping your products out to the US, or if you've got US customers, some of you makers, it's all a bit different. And we've had a big, we had a sort of a, because obviously we're at the post office now, we know these things. So we had a total stop on sending anything to the USA through Royal Mail last week, which was difficult for some of our customers, but now it's back up and running. It's just that the duty might put you off because you'll be responsible for it. So all fun and games, lots of new things to learn and navigate, but yeah, we're just going to have a try. What have you been trying out? What are you trying to navigate at the moment? Anything? You've got any new tools, new techniques you're trying to work on, new challenges in your business, new opportunities? What have you got? What's new? You bought a couple of tutorials. Yeah, I saw something come up on my Etsy app. I saw something come up, but it's funny when you press orders, it doesn't actually tell you. In fact, Nikki, you'll probably give me a bit of a tutorial because I know you've been selling on Etsy for a long time. Because I can't seem to find my sales. I can see that something sold, but it doesn't tell me what. So it's difficult. Christmas gifts. You've been making Christmas gifts. Yeah, you're getting ahead, Abby. Oh, good for you. I'm thinking about Christmas and Christmas stock in the shop for Christmas, hampers and local produce. I'm looking at that at the moment. That's what Chris is on today. Yeah, and new displays, and like there's so much to do. It's never ending, honestly. You can't you think, right, it's day off, but then your head's going, oh, what shall I do in that corner? Am I back? I seem to have lost lots of you, but hopefully I'm back. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think my internet dipped and YouTube didn't catch up. I did carry on for a while, so the replay, you'll see me just yabbering on. Oh, blimey. That was annoying, wasn't it? Oh, good. I'm back. We do have, I said it and I'll say it again just in case. We do have like the tail end of that storm that was supposed to hit us. It didn't hit us, but the sort of tail end of it is here. So it's very, very windy. Perhaps that's the issue. I'm back. Yay. Oh, good. I'm glad you've come back with me, most of you, because I lost some of you. Anyway, you're telling me what's new. So Leslie's been paddleboarding. Somebody said about Halloween. I saw something. Tony's got a new coffee table with storage. So that's cool. Nikki is in full Halloween making mode, pumpkin spiders and cauldrons. That's exciting. I should probably do something like that, shouldn't I, for the shop? I should probably get making with my Halloween. Yeah, it's not far off, is it? What else? Who else is new? Who else has got something new on? Sylvia's finally finished her daisy necklace. Good work. What else? Shall we while we're waiting for everybody to rejoin, shall we start picking numbers? Still playing Origami Crane for our Peace Festival. Oh, you're still making those. That's so cute. Somewhere, Mary, I've got the little Origami Crane charms that we did at Jewellery Maker. I wonder if I can find them. Maybe you can have some of those for your festival. I'll see if I can find them. I haven't seen them in a while. I'm worried I might have done it, got rid of them in one of my sales, but I'll have a look. You're doing coloured Fimo glasses. Oh, wow. Like glasses frames. That's cool. How do you bake them? I suppose if they're metal frames, you can. That's very cool. Leslie wants a 4. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shall I guess at a 5 for you, Abby? Leslie wants a 4. Tony wants an 8. Claire wants a 5. Nikki wants a 5. Abby wants a 5. Mary wants a 4. Oh, drinking glasses, not glasses frames. Oh, right, I see. Oh, very good. That sounds interesting. Sylvia wants an 8. I've got some new ones in the box today. I had a little fish around and put some new things in. Okay, so whilst you're guessing, so let me tell you, I'm back in Chalmers this evening, and the other day I received a parcel because we've been waiting for a delivery of things that had been sort of earmarked for me, and of course waiting, that never arrived. So we had a week off from, well, a couple of weeks off, I think, didn't we? A couple of weeks off from Chalmers. Carrie a 5, Francis a 5, 5's in the lead. And so I now have a box full of wonderful things that I've had free reign on splitting into different shows. It's very difficult to decide what goes into which show. So I got a few shows in advance. But, oh, good morning, Marjorie. Oh, you love my necklace. This is the workshop that I've got on Saturday morning, Marjorie. If you're interested, you can find a link to it on my website. Are the bricks in yet? The bricks. Ooh, sounding exciting. Yes, it is. The bricks. Are the bricks in yet? What does that mean? Oh, wow. No, there's a story about that. No, the cabochon shapes came in, but obviously, they weren't drilled, so so a bit of an issue with that, but not yet. But I have some new designs up my sleeves, so hopefully we'll get those in at another time. No, they're not, Abby, unfortunately. It's a real shame, isn't it? Because I was really looking forward to doing those designs that I have. But never mind, there will be time, I'm sure. So this week I've decided, so I have lots and lots of agate, and this week I've decided to go with a tubes show. So tubes and rice beads. Okay, so I've gone with shape this week, and I'm going to show you all the marvelous things you can do with a rice bead or a tube bead. So here's one design that I'll be going through with everybody this evening. I was going to put this on today because I think this would look nice with my top, but I've decided not to. Now look at that agate, isn't it beautiful? So it's all agate tubes and rice beads I've got this evening. So this is one design I'll be showing you how to look at that. It's lovely, isn't it? It's a real statement. Love that. So I have this beautiful banded agate. Looks a bit like Botswana. It's not, but it looks that way. You know, it's got those amazing, lovely brown coffee mocha tones going through it. Really lovely thing, and a really easy make as well. So very quick in terms of time. So a great project. Then I have how to create flowers with the rice beads as well. So creating little flowers and linking them almost like a daisy chain. Not going to see that very well against my top, but there you go. You can see. Oh, why can't I do this? You can see what it's like. Lovely little daisies. It's so pretty, and you can do that with the rice beads too. What's the other one I've got? And there's some rings. Where's my other one? Oh, and I will also be showing how to create just some very simple brooch pins using the rice beads too. So this is, we've got some lovely multicolored strands of the rice beads, which are great for making brooches. So I'll be talking all about why rice beads are a great choice in jewelry design, because they've got, you know, different sort of properties and opportunities that you can have with a rice bead. And I have somewhere in the region of 12 different varieties of rice beads, including multicolored, banded, matte, cracked, two-tone. Oh, so many lovely varieties. You know, agate's beautiful. So this is one of them. This beautiful turquoise color. Oh, it's lovely. And I've got this lovely orange color, which looks like carnelian, but you've got the banding of the agate in all of them. So they're so gorgeous. And yeah, so I'm excited to sort of show you the variety of things you can do with rice beads and elongated tubes. So loads of demos tonight, interspersed with lovely gemstones. So that's at 6 o'clock on Charmers Gems Instagram. And the price points are really good as well, because being agate, it means that it's very affordable. So you can have a lot of bang for your buck, as they say. So that's tonight. What else? Yeah, I told you about the workshops. What else can I tell you? I don't know. But any more new things? Any new stuff? What new things are you navigating? New ideas are you trying to put together? I had an exciting, I'll tell you something new I've done. So as some of you know, there is a ceramics studio about 5 doors away from my house. And because we had the children staying last week, so find the photos, because we had the children staying last week, I booked a space, I booked a slot to go down. So the kids all had their ideas of what they were going to make, and I've had some ideas in my mind of some projects I'd like to create, and I wanted to see if I can incorporate ceramics into my jewelry. So I've got some big bold designs which are really hard to replicate, or really hard to create in gemstones or in wire. It's not the right feel. Metal is not necessarily the right feel or the right thickness. Can't get the fluidity in some of the designs that in any of the mediums I currently use. Maybe milliput, and that's still something I will explore. However, I did a few designs which are actually this scrap of paper. So these were my rough workings. This was my guide, and I went to the ceramic studio and I've used an earthenware clay, because I want a rustic glaze on the top. And so the suggestion was I use earthenware clay, and I chose a glaze. I'm just going one to start with, see what it looks like. And here is how it's sort of interpreted. So this is one set. It's hard to get the scale, but it's massive. Huge pieces, so they're going to be very big statement pieces. And then that's the other one. And again, these are really big pieces. So just for example, that rectangle there is about that size. So to give you some sense of scale, these are big, bold pieces, and hopefully the glaze that goes on them, and then I've put certain holes in them to attach different things. So I'm excited to see how that develops. That's something new, and something hopefully I can collaborate with Melissa, who runs Make and Take Ceramics with. Yeah. I want to try to regularly post shots on Insta, and is that Tim Tom or is that TikTok, to promote? Isabel told me I was too old for TikTok. No, well, everybody says to me, why aren't you on TikTok? And I'm just like, oh, here's another app. And I think I've got this negative association with TikTok and you know, weird dances and faddy things that are, you know, the kids get up to that drive me mad. So yeah, I probably should explore it a bit more. I think I am missing a trick there. And you're not too old for TikTok, Nikki. Shorts, yeah. Shorts is something to get your head around, I'll tell you. I did a ceramic Welsh lady workshop last week. Great fun, and hope to pick up the fired piece tonight. Welsh lady workshop? What, actually creating like a Welsh lady in traditional Welsh dress? That sounds interesting. Francis says, I'm watching you with my granddaughter. She picked the number for me and is looking forward to watching them make. She loves your necklace too. Oh, hello, Francis' granddaughter. What's your name? I'm glad you're looking forward to it. I hope your number gets picked. I'll feel bad if it doesn't. Claire, I've been asked if I could make a necklace with some small beach stones collected on holiday. Any suggestions on how to secure them and add to a chain, please? Yes, I got a few suggestions. In fact, one of the things in the pick a box would be ideal. So hopefully it gets picked. But if it doesn't at the end, I will try and point you in the direction where you can see a tutorial that might help. I did it with ours. When we went to Turkey, Chris and I picked some stones, and I did a silver bezel strip and bezel set them. They haven't got a backing because they're curved all the way around. You know, I could put the strip around the widest point of the stone and then push the bezel in all the way around, so they are just set in there. And I soldered on a gem ring. So that's an option if you're confident to do a bit of soldering. That's a nice option. It does look nice. My keys are in the lobby, so I can't get them. But yeah, that's an option. The other one is just to sort of cage them. And if it's a beachy theme, you could perhaps do like quite a rough cage, you know, just literally wind them round until they feel secure, and then a rosary link at each end. That's that could work well. What else? You could set them in resin and link them like that. You know, set a few, get a little resin mold and set them in to resin. That's an option. Any options? Any ideas for Claire? Anybody? Did the kids enjoy it? The kids loved it, Leslie. Charlie, oh my goodness. Charlie, who's 11, 12, he had an idea. He wanted a dipping plate. So he wanted a plate with a little bowl in the center, where he could put his chicken nuggets and put his ketchup in the middle, because he doesn't like his ketchup touching his chicken nuggets. So he did this. I'll show you him on the wheel. Look at that. It's amazing. So the tutor sort of guided him through the first one and give him a bit of a help with the first one. And then I said, oh, I'd like one of those. And then she said to him, do you think you could make the second one? So she left him to it, and he made the second one. It's amazing. He did so well. And the ladies that are regulars there, that were in there, they couldn't believe that this child had thrown this amazing pot. He's just naturally very good at it. You know, he just did a really great job. And then Maddox sculpted a horse head, which is really cool. Did really well. He loves horses, so he sculpted a horse head. And then my little niece, not my littlest niece, but my niece Talia. See if I can find a picture of her. Can't see. It's not painted there, but there she is. She chose a ceramic mug to paint, and she painstakingly painted every detail into this little mug. And my mother-in-law, Jane, she came along with us too, and she painted a mug too. So yeah, so it was a really nice afternoon. We were there hours. The time just disappeared. Oh, Maddox also painted a cup. But yeah, they did a bit of everything. It was lovely. Leslie says, yeah, you're never too old for TikTok. Watch a lot of jewelry makers. There you go, Nikki. Thank you. Resin sounds good, as I'm not confident with wire work. Yeah, resin's good shout, really. The other nice thing about resin is you can embed jump rings into the resin, so to make connectors, or you can add them after. So yeah, have a little think about resin. See what you think. Or you can buy bezels, little bezel settings, and put the stones in them, and then resin over the top. So there's lots of options if you use resin. Nikki says, "Oh my God, Isabel is the same. I have to put ketchup in a little bowl." Yeah, yeah. I'm very similar as well. I like to dip. I like sauces, but I don't like when you see people go like that all over their chips and stuff. I can't stand that. I have to dip them in, and yeah. I know, Leslie. It's amazing, wasn't it? Yeah, it was really nice. We have had a lovely time with the kids. Really nice, really nice. They've enjoyed their stay, I think. And it feels like I've had a little break as well, because you get back into that child mode where you're playing and exploring, and it sort of refreshes you, doesn't it? So everything's been very serious recently. Starting a business, moving house, finding the learning the ropes with the post office, and embedding in a new community is all quite serious. So it's nice to have the kids to give you that refreshing, childlike time, playing croquet and badminton, and going looking for fossils and making sandcastles and jumping waves, just silly things that you take for granted, that you think, oh, actually you have to let go a little bit, don't you, to enjoy those things. And kids teach you how to do that. So they really gave us a lot this week in terms of regrinding, reset, like a little reset button. So it was really lovely. And yeah, we need that. So yeah, a bit of playtime. We all need a bit of playtime, don't we? I think that's important to try and get yourself back to that, so that you can then go, okay, I can be serious again now. Now I've had a little bit of time off of myself. Oh, good morning, Joe. You had IT probs. Ah, so did we to start with as well, but we're okay now, I think. It's Faith, Francis. It's Faith. Oh, Faith. Sorry, I had to go back. Hello, Faith. Francis' granddaughter. Oh, blimey. Hello. I hope your number gets picked, Faith. Joy making is playtime for some of us. Yes. Yeah, it is. But it does get a bit serious, doesn't it? Trying to get things right or learn new things, it can get a bit serious. But yeah, I do like having a day where I'm just making for the sake of making. That's playtime. And the clay the other day, that was playtime, because I have no expectation of whether it's going to work or not. And like, you can't predict the outcome of the glaze. You don't know if it's actually going to work in the sort of designs I've got in mind. So yeah, that was playtime. 3 hours just went quick, so quick. And suddenly they were tidying up and putting things away, and I was like, oh dear, I think we better leave. So yeah, that was nice. Yeah, it is nice just to create for the sake of creating. And I do think some of us who get into making to sell, making to teach, you can sometimes forget to enjoy the process. So yeah. Bella is an awesome teacher. We play. Yeah, that's nice. It's nice, isn't it? Learning through play. That's what you do, isn't it? That's what you do at nursery. It's great. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, Google Lens. Does anybody use Google Lens? It's a really great tool for when I found it with the children, we went out fossil hunting and looking at different rocks and trying to identify them, where they came from, what might have caused the formation. And I had Google Lens, and so Charlie would say, "What's this, Auntie Gem?" And some things I know, because I know a little bit about geology, but some things I didn't know, or I didn't know how to explain to him. So just showed them how to use Google Lens. So then they were on Google Lens, like tapping, "What's this?" Holding things up, and it was giving them little lessons. And so it was really good, because they could then piece the information together, and it was really, really good tool. So if you haven't used it, If you've never used it before, if you open up your browser, Google browser, I find it. It doesn't work for everything, be warned. Some things are quite funny. You've got this screen. And you see that little icon there. Ooh. Yeah, I might be teaching you to suck eggs here, but you know, that icon there that looks like a little camera. If you press that, there's me. See what it says. Oh God, I'm nervous to see what it says. Ask about this image. Oh no. What is her name? Where is she? Oh, let's see. What is her name? It doesn't actually say. What is the name of this girl? I like they call me a girl. It doesn't say, it just says where I'm from. But that's it. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, it worked when we took photographs of rocks and formations and things like that, and it gives you a little bit of information about how they're formed and you know what they are. And it was really interesting. So yeah, use Google Lens. It's really good. Okay, let's have a look at the votes. So any more votes before I delve into the box? I do have a clear winner at the moment. So unless somebody can knock this number off the top spot. I guess it will with plants too. Yeah, it does, Nicola. It's really good. I'm not so good at knowing what plants are. Chris, Chris obviously knows most of them. But yeah, I'm not so good. So I have to rely on an app or something like that to identify things. Anybody got any more votes? Just see, the lady's obviously just come in and borrowed our extension lead for some reason. She's just running across the road with our extension lead. Hi, Jem. Do you have any workshops this month, please? Yes, Joe, I do. I have 4 this month. One is for this piece, which is on Saturday morning, 9:30 till 1. The Egyptian sort of piece. It's a hammered, so it's more chunky wire with some hammering and then some finer, sort of more filigree details in the center. So that's on Saturday morning. And then I have 3 more, all on Thursday mornings. So yeah, take a look on the website. I'll put a link in. The website now takes you through. I did a little go through on here earlier of how to use it. It's very simple, but just in case, because it looks a bit different to how it's looked before when you're booking workshops. But it's just hopefully simplifying the process and the tax system for me a bit easier. So hopefully it's working. It will take you to an Etsy checkout. So, but you can view them and look at all the details directly on the website still. GemmaCrow.com/workshops. There you go, and I'll pin that one. So that should be at the top now. So you can go on there and have a look. I've got 4 this month. Donuts. I'm doing the Dahlia to Surprise one again, which is making those beautiful layered flowers. I am also doing a lovely bangle, which is actually right here. So this is the bangle workshop I'll be doing. It's got an unusual weave around the sides. See if I can get it to focus. A different weave to what maybe you're used to, but it's a really nice one. Come on, focus in. It's nice anyway. and like a vortex sort of, it looks like an eye, doesn't it, at the centre there? That's the set A cabochon. And it's got some tiny little beads around the centre as well. But that one's in there. The chunky rustic sort of donut ones, flowers, and this one. So for this month, it's a full month of workshops. Leslie, celebrating silver wedding next year with our friends in a big house. In the Cairngorms. Planning fun activities, play if you like, collecting materials for us to paint pictures of our partners. Oh, wow. That sounds fun. That sounds amazing. Like an activity break, almost like a retreat. That sounds brilliant. Well, if you want some ideas for sort of team build games, Leslie, let me know. That's what I used to do, is run like team build residentials. So I've got lots of funny games you can try that are just good fun, and get people working together and having a laugh. I used to love doing that. Okay, right, so I have no more votes in. So the winner today is box number 5. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes. So a very clear winner. Oh, good. Leslie, I've got like a book. It's called Bag of Tricks. It was developed by lots of the Prince's Trust team leaders. So there's lots in there that you can use. 25 years next Thursday. Oh, wow. What wedding anniversary is that then? Is that Pearl? 25 years. And what is silver? Is silver 20? I don't know. I should know these things, shouldn't I? Right, box number 5. Here it is. Box number 5. Unfortunately, it is not the it's not the this stone one that I thought might be helpful for your beach stones design, but I'll try and find I can link you to it. I think if I go onto my Instagram, I think I can link you to it. 25 is silver. Oh, wow. So you're both on your silvers then next so you're silver next year and Abby is silver next week. Oh, well done. Congratulations. Silver wedding anniversary. Wow, we haven't even got our first anniversary yet. So our first anniversary is obviously November. So I keep forgetting the date. Keep putting we use it for our lottery numbers in the shop. We have like lotteries, and I keep putting the wrong year on. I keep putting 25. It was not this year. Although I wish it was. I'd love to do it again. Probably haven't got time to plan and organize it again this year, but I'll do it again another time maybe. We had ours last year in a cottage. We got locked out in a deluge only to find the keys in the car door 5 hours later. Oh, Joe, that's really annoying. That's why you're going away, of course. Yeah, very special. Get away and celebrate. The keys last weekend, my brother, he came up to drop the kids here and stay a day, help Chris build the greenhouse, etc. And he decided to miss the traffic. He'd go home late on the Sunday evening. So it was like 9 o'clock in the evening. And my dad was here as well. So they were saying goodbye. Ben was packing the car. I was saying goodbye to my dad. And he shut the door, the boot, and he'd just put the keys down in the boot, and that was it. He was locked out of the car, and it took nearly 3 hours to get the keys out because the AA won't cover it. They're going to charge him something like 300 quid to come out and get the keys. So they tried everything, suction cups on the window to put 3 hours, and they were not going to give in. They were getting those keys out. So poor Ben had to then stay over because it was too late to drive then. Stay over the night and get up at 4 in the morning so that he could get back, so Kelly could go to work on the Monday morning. So poor Ben had a very stressful Sunday evening and then a very early start on Monday. I did really feel for them. There's nothing you can do, stand and watch and try and hold torches, and it's awful, really terrible. Anyway, he got an extra night with her, so hi Denise, hello Gemma, I love your work. Oh, thank you, that's nice. Just popping in to say that. Oh, I'm glad you've popped in. Oh no, how awful for that. Yeah, I know, Nikki, it was annoying. Just annoying, it was all set up and ready to go, and of course all his stuff was in the car as well because he'd packed it all. So that was the other problem. Everything was in the car, so it's not like he had to get the things out, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to go to bed or brush his teeth or have a shower or all those things. Anyway, right, so box number 5 contains this, which is actually something I put in there. I said I put some new stuff in. I put in there because this is something I was doing for today's for this evening's Charmers show, one of the designs I was playing with. So that's what I'm going to show you today, is these lovely sort of head pins or connectors using beads at the center. They can be any beads. It doesn't have to be an oval or a gemstone is cute, isn't it? That's what I've got tonight, Joe. Loads and loads and loads of different colored agate rice beads and tube beads. I'll show you this one again because I love it. So this one is one of them. This is one of the selections of beads I've got this evening. Look at that. I love these. I'm gonna be stocking up on those because if nothing else, they just make the best simple earrings. Look at that. Aren't they lovely? Just simple earrings. So nice. Absolutely in love with those. Right. So I'm going to put my order in first. You can't get on Instagram, so it's a lost cause. Oh no. But I think you can watch it recap on Facebook the next day. Charmers generally or later that day they sort of upload them onto Facebook, the lives. So hopefully you can catch it that way. I don't know though. But if you want to have a look at the rice beads, Joe, I can flash them up and show you and give you the codes, and you can always let me know if you want any. I can put you in. So there's that. Right, let me move this camera so I can give you a demo. Just put that round there. I'm going to put my finger on it so I don't make you dizzy. I think it's this way up. Yes, this way up. Going to clip it onto there. And then, sorry, I'm just talking you through what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm talking you through it. You can't do it. Oh, I always get this little slip on here. Ah, there we go. That's nice. That's good. Oh, put that back there. You see how messy my desk is, can't you? Right, hopefully that's going to stay put. Right. Okay, so this is the thing I'm going to show you. This connector slash head pin. So it just gives you a little bit of interest with your beads. Maybe you can use it just to connect, or use it just to add a bit of interest. But anyway, we'll talk through that as we do it. So I'm going to use a 0.8 mil wire if I can find some. Oh, yep, right here. That was good, wasn't it? And I'm just going to straighten it off. Now I'm not going to cut it from the reel. I'm just going to leave it on the reel here to do the first bit. Get some more of these gorgeous beads. I might as well finish this necklace while I'm at it, and bracelet while I'm at it. So I just wonder what's lumpy, and I've got a macrame bracelet on the go underneath here. That's why this is lumpy. I'm layering up. I forgot that was there. Right, so I'm going to need some round nose pliers, And the first thing I'm going to do is make a small loop on the end of this wire. So take my round nose pliers, and you can scale this up or down. So I'm going to go just sort of off the tip of my pliers. I don't want a tiny loop. I want it to be visible. So I make a loop like that. Now we want the loop to be almost closed, but we don't want to carry on. We want just the end of the wire to touch where the rest of the wire follows. Okay, so that's the first bit. The second bit is we're going to make another loop next to that one. So I'm going to put my pliers in again about the same point on my pliers, and if you need to, you can mark your pliers. And I'm going to turn the loop towards this one, so I'm taking the wire around towards the other loop like that. And so I've got another loop just there, and they should be similar in size. Don't get too caught up on them being perfect, but similar in size. Okay, and if you notice, this wire is coming over the top of the first one. So there's that straight one just there. Got bridges between this loop and this one, and then the wire is coming over the top there when I've created the loop. Okay, so now I'm going to put my pliers in again onto the wire, and same position on my tools like this. Okay, and then I'm going to bring the wire around, and I'm going underneath this time rather than over the top. Okay, and just pull the wire, push the loop, and then we have this sort of shape. Okay, and then we want to get this wire straight, so you can use chain nose or flat, or you can use your round nose if you want to, but you get a sharper bend. So I'm just popping my flat nose pliers on the wire that I've just bent, and I'm going to bend it round. Ooh, like so, just to give me that straight section there where I'm going to pop my head pin. Okay, and then depending on how big your bead is, obviously you want to leave enough space to thread your bead onto, but then also enough wire to create this at the other end. So I'm going to say do enough space for your bead, and then add probably about an inch or so, just so that you've got something to work with. Okay, so there's a lovely head pin. Now you can hammer this, or you can use your nylon pliers to give it a bite down all the way over, just to cement everything in place and keep it all nice and tight. And that's the reason why we had the wire going underneath the second time, so that we didn't have it layering up. Everything's the same level. You see what I mean? We just got two levels. Okay, and then pop on your gemstone of choice. Then that sits down into the little groove that's created there. And then we want to do the same on the other end. So to start with, we want to make the bend. So we're doing it in reverse. So we're going to do the two side loops first, and then the end loop will be the last one we do. Okay, so take the wire, hold it nice and hold the bead nice and taut down to the original detail at the bottom. Bend the wire off to the side, like so. And then we're going to put a loop here. So I'm going to get my round nose pliers again. Same position on the pliers as you were with the first ones. Hold it just off to the side. That's where we want the loop to be. The wire's going up that way, and we want it to come all the way around and up that way. So take the wire round and up and off to the side. Now you might need to sort of wiggle it into place, but that loop needs to be just off to the side like this one. Okay, so like so, and then pliers in the other side to create another loop, and again use the same point on your pliers like that. And then this one went over the top, so the next one's got to come underneath. So that wire is going over the top here. So this one, when we do it, we want it to come underneath, and just do a combination of moving pulling the wire around and moving your hand as well. So make sure that they are the same sort of size. Just there. So we've got like the figure of 8, and then the last bit is just to pop the loop on the end. So it's up to you. You can have a little guess here and work out roughly how much you need, and it's roughly 1 centimeter that you'll need to create the loop, or you can do it and then cut the end off after. But if I go about 1 centimeter, same point on my pliers, roll that down into position. Once you've done a few, you'll get a feel for how much you need. And then we've got that little detail on each end. Okay, and then we'll use our nylon jaws pliers again to pinch down all the way around to create this lovely double end sort of detail, connector detail on each. Now the beauty of these is they look pretty. It sort of elevates your design. It means if you haven't got any head pins, you can make a nice decorative head pin. You know, that can then, you don't need to do the detail on the top as well. You can then just put you know, an ear wire on there, or you can put an ear wire on there and you've got a lovely detail. But the other option is, of course, you make a few and you can link them together to create a chain. It just adds, again, just a little more interesting than just a rosary link chain. In between here, I've done some Mobius rings, jump rings. Again, just a bit more detail to it. Or the other thing, of course, is you can link them this way as well. So we can link across the loops on the side. So you end up with a, you know, a wider piece. So let's take these off and see different ways to link them together. And you can just, of course, open those tail loops, those end loops, just like a jump ring. So twisting them up and open rather than out. My original plan was to link them side to side, but I felt that they were a little bit too close together. But it depends on the bead you're using, of course. So this one's a bit bigger. I've done this one slightly larger. So you can link them, you know, with jump rings along here to link them sideways, which is nice. It'll give them really nice tactile feel as well, because of course they will roll. That will be really nice. So you can link them like that. You can also link them just next to one another like that. You can use them as connectors. So if you wanted to link one chain into 2 chains, you know, you can taper your design. So you've got bead, 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 here, 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 all the way down, link them into that section, and then use these to create, you know, bring that into 2 strands. So lots of ways you can use this one. And I think what I'll do actually is take you through it one more time, just so you can see it. And I might upscale a little bit with my black wire. Where is my black wire gone? I've got a scrap here. Excuse me, I'm just gonna have a sip of my drink. That's better. Okay, so let's do it with the black wire so it's a bit more visible. So, and I'm going to go a bit bigger this time. So I'm using the lower side. This is a 1mm wire, so it's possible to do it with thicker gauges. You just have to scale up a bit. So first off, you make your first loop around the pliers, and it's just, you just want the tail of the wire, the end of the wire, to touch the wire. So it's almost not a full circle, it's almost a teardrop. Okay. Then you put your pliers in and you want to sit them next to the loop that you've just done, a little bit of a space on the same point of your pliers. And then you're going to take the wire all the way around so that it makes another loop next to that one. So at this point, it looks like a bit of it could be a pair of glasses brewing. Okay. Then you take again the same point on the pliers to the other side. Again, next to that first loop on the wire, but next to the first loop. And then the tail went over the top there. Can you see it over the top? So when we do it again, we want to go underneath. So bring the wire round underneath like so. And we want those two wires to sit next to one another. Can you see that there? The two wires that are at the back are sitting next to one another. They're not crossing over, they always run parallel. Okay, so that's that. And then this wire here, we want to come now straight down so it can be a head pin. So you can use your thumbnail or your pliers to help you create a bend in the wire to pop your gemstone on. So there we go, there's the design there. Then take a gemstone. Will this go through 1 mil wire? Or just okay, and there you go. That's a head pin if you want it to be. You can just literally put a loop on there and that's that done. But if we want to create one the other side, we basically do it in reverse. So first we make the bend above the gemstone like that, just off to the side slightly. Then we take our pliers, put that on the wire where we want the loop to be, and bring the wire all the way round. Like so. There's the first loop. And then we're basically creating a figure of 8. So this wire now goes underneath so that those two wires run parallel. And you can see I'm using a combination of twisting my wrist in to create the loop, to get the loop where I want it, and pulling the wire or pushing this side. So it just, keep an eye on that loop and where it's sitting, and make your adjustments a little bit at a time until these marry up and look even. Okay, then the wire is over there. We want to put a loop on the end. So last time I cut it first because I was confident I knew how much I'd need, but this time I'll show you without cutting. So put the pliers on, you can't go any further down because the loop's in the way. So put the pliers as close to where you want it as possible. Then turn the pliers, or turn the piece so it bends around the pliers. Then finish by bringing that wire around. And again, a combination of turning the piece, turning your wrist, pulling the wire until you get that loop sitting where you want it. And then you can trim off the excess wire. So then go in and trim off the excess. We don't want that to overlap, so just trim a bit more. Okay, and then I do recommend, especially as we're going to be using it as a connection point, that you harden it up either by using your nylon jaw pliers to press down to secure that motif in place, or using your hammer and block to just hammer the edges of those circles. So if you do use a hammer and block, don't hammer over the crossed over sections because you'll weaken the wire, which is the opposite to what you want. You just want to strengthen it. So yeah, biting down with your nylon jaw pliers on any areas that cross over, and then you can hammer the edges if you want to. But that's the design, that's the motif. This scale would look better with a bigger bead, I think, but who knows, if you did several of these together, actually might form quite a nice ornate looking bangle or necklace. All right then, so that's your design this week. Something to run with and explore. as something, if you run out of head pins, you don't have to fret. You can just use, this as a little extra detail to your jewellery. Right, I'm going to put my finger over so I don't make you dizzy. While I put you back up here. Back. There you go. So that's it. These either big chunky ones or little teeny tiny ones. Have a play. See how you can evolve it, or what ideas it might spring up some new ideas for you. Are you like that, Leslie? Good. Maybe even with a chandelier earrings. Yes. Oh yeah, of course, because you can have that and then dangle things off it. So that's a nice idea. It looks quite Celtic. Yeah, it does. And if you hammer it, it looks even more Celtic because you get that sort of calligraphy, that thin, thick, where the wire, where you hammer it is thicker, and then where it's round, it's thinner, and it gives you that much more Celtic, rustic look, which is nice. You're welcome, Claire. You're welcome, Leslie. Okie dokie then, I'm going to go. I'm going to get busy making more designs for this evening, and also preparing some dinner, because my son is arriving for a few days today. So like I said, back-to-back visitors this last few weeks. Everybody's cramming in a summer visit. So yeah, so it's going to be busy. But I will see you tonight at 6 o'clock on Charmers Gems with absolutely tons of goodies. So I'll give you a quick sneak peek. So I got these gorgeous orange and green two-tone chunky rice beads. Beautiful. And the autumn colours are amazing. I have the rice beads in a white agate, which is gorgeous. That made those lovely flowers that I was showing you earlier. I've got a frosted banded brown agate, which again, very excited to get using this one because I love this. I've got this gorgeous cracked, this is lovely, crackled, matte crackled effect. Absolutely beautiful, that one. Again, I'm looking forward to that one. I've got them in like a plain carnelian style orange. I've got this paler version of the greens and oranges together. I've got that gorgeous turquoise. I've got multicolored. I have brown banded. I've got like an ocean. I got ocean jasper. That looks just like ocean jasper. This again, it's agate, but it looks just like ocean jasper. Those beautiful colours. Oh, this one looks like a moss agate. Oh, tree agate. This one. This is lovely with all these like dendritic inclusions. So lovely. It looks like, you ever go out when it's been snowing and it's just a frosting on the hill, and then you get the green poking through, the moss and the grass poking through. That's what that looks like. And then I've got this agate too, again with lots of inclusions. I won't get them all out, but yeah, loads and loads and loads of lovely rice beads and tube beads this evening. So hopefully I'll see you there 6 o'clock. If not, I might see you on a workshop on Saturday for this lovely necklace. Very involved, but lots of techniques you can take into other designs too. So hopefully you were there. There is also links to some of these beads in that download as well, so you can sort of try and get the exact ones, but I'll give you all the sizes and alternatives in the description. Okay, I'm off to get creative. No black. Yes, well, there is black. There is black. Yeah, there's black and white. Yeah, there's a black and brown. I have got black somewhere, Leslie. I'm sure there's a black and white. I'm sure there is. There's lots of black in the multicolored one as well. There's like the multicolored, but I've taken all the black ones off there because I've been using them. There is. I'm sure there is. I'll have a look, but I'm pretty sure there is, Leslie. I'll let you know. Okay, right. So hopefully I'll see you later. Have a lovely rest of the day and a lovely rest of the week, and see you all very soon. Thanks for joining me today.